Hello everyone. Today, we're going to talk about Qassem Soleimani, who killed by USA. Let's start the video.
Qassem Soleimani, also spelled Qassem Soleimani or Qassem Soleimani, was an Iranian major general in the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps (IRGC) and, from 1998 until his death, commander of its Quds Force, a division primarily responsible for extraterritorial military and clandestine operations. Soleimani began his military career at the beginning of the Iran-Iraq War of the 1980s, during which he eventually commanded the 41st Division. He was later involved in extraterritorial operations, providing military assistance to Hezbollah in Lebanon. In 2012, Soleimani helped bolster the Syrian government, a key Iranian ally, during the Syrian civil war, particularly in its operations against ISIL and its offshoots. Soleimani also assisted in the command of the combined Iraqi government and Shia militia forces that advanced against ISIL in 2014 to 2015. Soleimani was killed in a targeted U.S. drone strike on the 3rd of January 2020 in Baghdad, Iraq. Also killed were Iraqi Popular Mobilization Forces members and the deputy head of the PMF, Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis. Soleimani was succeeded as commander of the Quds Force by Ismail Qaani. In 1999, Soleimani, along with other senior IRGC commanders, signed a letter to then-President Mohammad Khatami regarding the student protests in July. They wrote, "Dear Mr. Khatami, how long do we have to shed tears, sorrow over the events, practice democracy by chaos and insults, and have revolutionary patience at the expense of sabotaging the system? Dear President, if you don't make a revolutionary decision and act according to your Islamic and national missions, tomorrow will be so late and irrecoverable that cannot be even imagined." Iranian media reported in 2012 that he might be replaced as the commander of Quds Force in order to allow him to run in the 2013 presidential election. He reportedly refused to be nominated for the election. According to BBC News, in 2015 a campaign started among conservative bloggers for Soleimani to stand for 2017 presidential election. In 2016, he was speculated as a possible candidate. However, in a statement published on the 15th of September 2016, he called speculations about his candidacy as divisive reports by the enemies, and said he will always remain a simple soldier serving Iran and the Islamic Revolution. In the summer of 2018, Soleimani and Tehran exchanged public remarks related to Red Sea shipping with American President Donald Trump, which heightened tensions between the two countries and their allies in the region. In March 2007, Soleimani was included on a list of Iranian individuals targeted with sanctions in United Nations Security Council Resolution 1747. On the 18th of May 2011, he was sanctioned again by the United States along with Syrian President Bashar al-Assad and other senior Syrian officials due to his alleged involvement in providing material support to the Syrian government. On the 24th of June 2011, the official journal of the European Union said the 3 Iranian Revolutionary Guard members now subject to sanctions had been providing equipment and support to help the Syrian government suppress protests in Syria. The Iranians added to the EU sanctions list were 2 Revolutionary Guard commanders, Soleimani, Mohammad Ali Jafari, and the Guard's deputy commander for intelligence, Hossein Taib. Soleimani was also sanctioned by the Swiss government in September 2011 due to the same grounds cited by the European Union. He was listed by the United States as a known terrorist, which forbade U.S. citizens from doing business with him. The list, published in the EU's official journal on the 24th of June 2011, also included a Syrian property firm and investment fund and 2 other enterprises accused of funding the Syrian government. The list also included Mohammad Ali Jafari and Hossein Taib. On the 13th of November 2018, the United States sanctioned an Iraqi military leader named Qassem Ubaid al-Zaidi and others, who allegedly were acting on Qassem Soleimani's behalf and financing military actions in Syria or otherwise providing support for terrorism in the region. Soleimani was killed on the 3rd of January 2020 around 1 a.m. local time, 2200 hours UTC on the 2nd of January, after missiles shot from American drones targeted his convoy near Baghdad International Airport. He had just left his plane, which arrived in Iraq from Lebanon or Syria. His body was identified using a ring he wore on his finger, with DNA confirmation still pending. Also killed were 4 members of the Popular Mobilization Forces, including Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis, the Iraqi-Iranian military commander who headed the PMF. The airstrike followed attacks on the American embassy in Baghdad by supporters of an Iran-backed Iraqi Shia militia and the 2019 K-1 airbase attack. As the New York Times reported, Trump tried to keep the focus on Iranian influence in Baghdad. The United States Department of Defense issued a statement that said the U.S. strike was carried out at the direction of the president and asserted that Soleimani had been planning further attacks on American diplomats and military personnel and had approved the attacks on the American embassy in Baghdad in response to U.S. airstrikes in Iraq and Syria on the 29th of December 2019, and that the strike was meant to deter future attacks. According to Agnes Kalamard, the UN Special Rapporteur on Extrajudicial Killing, the targeted killings of Qassem Soleimani and Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis most likely violate international law, including human rights law. She said the U.S. needs to demonstrate that the persons targeted constituted an imminent threat to others. In addition, Kalamard described the killing of other individuals alongside Soleimani as unlawful. Russian foreign minister Sergei Lavrov, Mahdi Benjamin, the founder of anti-war advocacy group Kodapink, and Hillary Leverett, a political risk consultant and former director of Iran affairs at the White House's National Security Council, designated the assassination of Soleimani flatly illegal. Historian Ervan Abrahamian described the killing of Soleimani by the U.S. as terrorism. He was succeeded by Ismail Qaani as commander of the Quds Force.
Thank you for watching. Please don't forget subscribe our channel and like the video.